Last week, where we left off, Eglor died in a fire. Lucy got hungry. The Sweetwater Inn got really, really busy. Cleek went hunting and bagged a stag and sold many of its bits. Everyone ate really well. Orner and Sombra came and joined the party to play his tunes. Rhea and Lucy had a moment aboard the Coventress. Cleek and Brightleaf had a moment along the shore. And in the morning, as everyone was reconvening, they realized not only that Eglor is still missing, but that Caimen has absconded and is no longer here. Shirley, the Sweetwater Inn's Tavernkeeper, has handed over a sending stone on the low to Lucy, who has taken it and said, yeah, I saw him talking to someone and left. And that's about where we left off, is everyone except Ornerin downstairs and sort of discussing and contemplating what happened with Caimen and why he left. And we can just pick up from there. Orna, Rin, if you want me to move you downstairs, I absolutely can. Would you have woken up and come out by then? All right, cool.
I think so, yeah.
And I'll get you down there so you can join the conversation, because it's still morning, right? Y'all were originally planning to, I believe, go hunting with Yoga in the forest, but these new revelations have caused a stir, so I will stop and let you go.
Oh. I have to ask one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The sending stone, has Lucy ever seen Eagle or use it before?
I
don't believe so.
I think the one time that he used it was either really early when you got to the mausoleum, or it was on the boat. I'm not sure when. But he had it and used it once while you were together, because he received it from Cleek at the same time that they met you. So he had it on his person and received it around the time that they met you. Maybe you saw him use it the one time that he used it, maybe not. So go ahead and roll a history check. It's going to be kind of high DC because it was a limited amount of time to observe, but we'll see if you saw him use it.
Is it history?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, you remember seeing him briefly take it from Cleek when Cleek arrived on the pier before you all boarded it to head to Nueva Seja Luzon, the city you're in now. When you left Ansarum, you saw it one time. So you recognize it from then. But you never saw him use it, you just saw him receive it.
So, Yoga, what was it you said you wanted to do out in the woods?
So I was kind of talking with Brightleaf, but I imagine Leon kind of talks in. Yes, there's a sword that I saw in my divinations that seemed of importance. I can't really explain it. I just wanted to go out there and explore and see if we found it. It should be in several pieces. You must understand, this could just be us just wandering around in the woods and nothing happens. I can't be for sure. Divinations are confusing at times, and this one exceptionally. I kind of stare off into space as I kind of think of the one from last night.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose we don't exactly have much else to do. We did say we would stay here for a few days.
You sure? Before we go, I need to check my traps. I set them last night.
Oh, yes. That should be easy enough. It'll be on the way, or perhaps even find something while near your traps that you may have missed.
I set my traps up in the forest to what I believe was the west or northwest of the city. The swamp was to the north. Yeah. DM?
Yep. Swamp is, alright, let's just drop to the map real quick so we can take a look.
That works, because after that I was going to ask about a different map.
So here's the city map. If you're talking about the northwest where the Cleek icon is, that makes sense. But
yeah,
if we zoom out,
traps.
yeah, if we zoom out a little bit more though and go to the this map here is we zoom into where Caimen's piece is, where it says there is death. Go ahead and get rid of that for now. Nueva Sigilou Zone is on the peninsular there, where I'm pinging. And the swamp itself is, in that little white length there. So if you want to head back to the swamp, you'd have to head north and east. If you laid your traps sort of to the northwestern area, it'd be along the wood's edge, but not in the swamp. But that's kind of where you laid your traps before, was along the wood's edge. So
would it be on the way, or would I have to make a separate trip?
It'd be on the way, and however out of the way it is, you could account for with your flying speed.
Okay.
I don't feel like it'd be that big of an issue.
Check them on the way.
Okay.
Speaking while we're on maps, I couldn't remember if Caimen I would have assumed Caimen, since he was the one marking the maps, and we marked all the different places we were going to visit before swinging back to Ansrum.
Actually, you guys never had a map. Eglor used his minor illusion ability to create a map based on a map you had seen before, and then edit it with magic abilities. So you guys don't have a map.
Well, crap.
I just wanted to point that out to you.
Good thing to point out. Well, because
wait,
I guess that's a good thing to point out in character. Now that I think about it, Caimen kind of knew we don't have a map. Caimen kind of was pointing us in the direction of the cities. Does anyone else know the direction of the next city?
I'm just gonna make myself can I make a survival check for remembering the layout? Wait, no, I have the Outlander feature. This is literally what I'm for.
The Sending Stone can probably survive a fall, as it's a rock. You might have to do something more drastic to break it. Other than that, though, yes, there are windows on the higher floors. But it will likely survive a fall because it's a rock. So, dropping it 15 feet from the second story floor, 20 feet from the third story floor, probably won't do much to it unless you drop it on something, throw it really hard, something special. So if you want to try and break it, that's different. Brightleaf turns to you as you're talking about what cities are to the north. Rian, I'm actually going to have you walk over to the conversation because I'm assuming that having been invited by Yoga to join Destiny, you might want to do that, or whatever the whale pale it was. I'm not sure. But Brightleaf's going to turn to Yoga and say, the cities north of here are... Oh, and this is where I have to bring it up. Where's my map? There's my map. The cities north of here in Ailin Miley are Sichuan, Morocco, and Punjab Haryana. If we want to go to Sichuan, we should just follow the river north.
Okay. There was also a mountain range somewhere in between there that I struck a deal with Caimen that we could visit. If that's still okay with everyone. I was wondering where that was in between all the cities.
Wait,
I suppose it would.
What was that, Riley?
I
suppose
what
it,
you were wondering.
Oh.
Me, Astron.
Oh, okay.
Who's Astron? Clink, what are you talking about?
I'm not in character.
It's very close. We gotta put him down.
So is that mountain range question out of character or in character then?
I'm assuming it's in character because I like to assume that most things said
I
in
was
game
just
time are in
asking
character.
out of character for it to be repeated.
Oh, there's chats for out of character stuff, man.
Out of character, there's a mountain
yes, there is. You still want to go there? You raise it with the party, or just go anyways. Yep. But yeah, there's mountains there. They're still there.
So, in character, I'm asking Rhea, were you there when I agreed with Caimen that we'd visit a certain mountain range? It was in between some of the cities.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that. I mean, in order to get to Morocco and stuff, if we're going overland, we're going to have to go through the mountains and such anyways, because there's quite a range there. Morocco and Punjab are out in the sticks. Most people get there by sea. It's a lot easier.
Ah,
There's gnolls, there's giants, there's all sorts of weird stuff in the hills there.
I'm gonna kind of like lift up my hand where there's kind of like a little, there's like a little tiny dot where I struck the blood deal with Caimen.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I kind of like show them. I was like, yes, it was actually a blood pact that I'd made with Caimen that we'd go out of our way a little bit.
Yeah,
Personal.
well, I mean, as much as that's nice and all, he ain't here, and I'm fine with going, Yoga. But I know it's going to be dangerous, and you really shouldn't be beholden to someone who abandons you.
What was that last word? What was that last sentence?
You shouldn't be beholden to someone who abandons you.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh,
Shirley's
I wanted to
abandoned
visit the
us?
mountain range for myself, so I'm more asking you guys if that's still okay.
I don't mind.
I like seeing new places. I don't really care.
Might as well.
I'm gonna look at Ren. I almost called you. I'm gonna look at Ren and say, "You all right with that, right? I mean, you're kind of just tagging along for the ride, right?"
So Rin still kind of groggy from just. Honestly, just here to adventure and stuff. Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. I don't even know who this Caimen is. You guys keep talking about him. Is he like your leader? Or...
He was.
Took a lot of leaderish actions, you could say.
Yeah.
He called himself Captain, and I mean he's good with a boat, but I mean he's gone. So the short red-headed halfling kind of shrugs like,
I'm surprised Rhea's like not. I felt like there was kind of a little connection between Caimen and Rhea.
Oh, there was. She yeah. Insight, I guess.
I was just about to ask. +6. Let's go. Oh.
Yeah, she looks like she's not bothered at all.
You know, that's pretty on character for Yoga than not like understand other people's feelings. So yeah, that's
Yoga's
Rhea's
character
fine.
is I notice the important things. I don't notice your human things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have feelings? Eh. Oh, you're lying?
And that's the pinnacle of high intelligence, low wisdom, you know.
Yeah, kind of wizard style.
Like
yeah.
Yoga did not connect the dots like Rhea, Brightleaf almost died and she was upset the next day. What is that all about?
I mean, Rhea just started drinking a lot. More than normal, so... And that's something. Yeah, Lucy, so you're able to open the window. No one's in view, so it's pretty easy. And you push the rock through. Do you place it on like the outside windowsill, or are you dropping it outside the window?
Are you like place it on the window thing, just kind of scoot it?
Okay, so it's like kind of hidden out of view on the outside of the windowsill. Got it.
I don't like. I want it to fall. Like.
Okay. Got it. Let's see. That room is right above the front door. So as you put it out, you see it fall, and I know where it landed. But it's gone.
Shut the window and leave room and shut the door.
Sounds good. None the wiser anyone at all.
I'm a little confused, but...
So I'm gonna say Yoga, after kind of staring off into space, and he kind of looks at Brightleaf and then kind of at the party. Actually, there's a divination I want to share with everyone, but I will wait until we are on the path.
Okay.
Interesting.
Cleek is troubled.
You should be. But Yoga's just.
Oh.
Whenever everyone is ready, I'm ready when everyone else is. If anyone has anything that they want to do, It's
I
fine by
Oh,
me.
sweet fucking Christ.
Yeah, but I'm ignoring. We don't know. We don't see those people.
Uh,
So
do
I'm just.
hear them? No.
Absolutely not.
Actually, 10 isn't that bad. And it depends on how loud they're marching, I suppose. Ah!
Hey, we see them.
All of a sudden, through the front door, enter
Uh-oh.
two faces that would be familiar to most of the people in the party. I think only Ornerin would not recognize them. But
Well,
Inquisitor Morgana Jaxington and Questioner Quentin
this is a
Tharogad
really important question.
enter the room.
Did
Do they look like?
at least
Go
it's not
ahead.
a bush.
No, you can go. You asked before. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, well,
this because I didn't think I don't know what's about to happen. I could guess, and so my immediate thought is, where is the treasure chest? Because I think Caimen had that. I mean, I'm assuming it's in the room still.
treasure chest was left in the room that Caimen was sleeping in. He took his treasure and doled out all the rest. You have your treasure on you.
Empty
Okay,
chest now.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, then, Gambino, you can ask your thing and then proceed.
Yeah. Do these people look like? How would I say, like guard-y? Like a little upper echelon. Kind of.
Oh yes.
That kind
No.
of
The dude in the shadowy picture. He looks like a corpse. Like he looks like a zombie. But there's intelligence behind his eyes, and but huge bags underneath them, right? But he's alive, and he glances around the room, and then the woman in the armor, the large woman in the ornate, it's a form of splint mail, but it clearly has some extra stuff to it. They come into the room and they look around and immediately recognize all the people in front of them, and the woman says, "Ah, heroes! It's a pleasure to see you again. I didn't know you were staying at the Sweetwater Inn." The zombie-looking fellow just kind of glares at everyone in turn, and then looks around the room.
Cleek is just going to slowly scoot away from him.
Oh, that's funny.
Rhea will do the same. We had come to question the Tavernkeeper on a matter of some import. A number of escaped convicts appear to have maybe stayed at this inn for a short while, a week or two ago, and were on their trail. Excuse me, ma'am. Of course. Brightleaf steps away. And Questioner Tharogad, eyeing the whole... He stops in front of Lucy and just glares at you. Just
Biggest smile.
Just like open malice. And then he keeps walking and goes, and the necromancers in the black robes at the table in the corner turn as he steps up to them, and they look a little freaked out, and he begins talking to them in hushed
probably
tones.
looks like their latest project come back.
They're a little freaked out. And so Morgana starts speaking. The Inquisitor starts speaking to Shirley. Miss Tavernkeeper, could I have a word with you? I mean, I kind of have a full house right now. Yes, but this is quite important. Certainly. She heads around to the side. And they start talking in the corner as well.
Can we get out of here?
Hmm.
Just quietly to Yoga and Brightleaf.
I'm gonna use the message cantrip, and I'm just gonna say, Cleek, you can fly out of here. You go upstairs. I'm sure there's an open window.
Just he just looks really confused at the magic words that are going into his head right now.
Cleek's like, what's happening?
Oh yeah, I haven't used message that much.
Why are you? Why don't you just talk?
I was just kind of, I just shrug and speaking aloud and said, I thought it'd be funny.
Cleek just looks freaked out. And maybe a little concerned for your mental health.
I was like, I was about to announce the party that we should we're about to go do a thing, but now I'm more along the lines of I think we'd rather just blend in instead of suspiciously leave.
Let's just leave right now while the guards come and start questioning people.
Yeah. Of course, this is kept to myself. I guess we're just having a lovely chat while we wait. I don't really have anything to do right now until the guards leave.
Fair. None of the guards are talking to you at this time. They're talking to other people. You can continue your conversation. They're not doing anything in particular. Just talking to other people.
You know what? Just because Cleek is nervous being in a closed space with all these guards, he is actually just gonna slowly find his way upstairs and go out a window on the top floor. Which I assume there is one.
I'm gonna walk over to Rin, that's his name. What was your name again, bud? Good sir. What was your name?
Warner Rin. But you can just call me Rin.
Yes. Well, you I suppose you'll be joining us now. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems so. Honestly, just looking to kind of make a name for myself out here, but also going and looking for broken sword pieces in forests seems like fun. So, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I believe we'll be leaving after the Inquisitor and their guard dog leave with the rest of them. In that time,
oh yeah,
would you care for a reading?
A reading? Do you read people with a magic ball or tarot cards?
In a way, yes. Would you like to try it?
Definitely.
All right. First, I ask you to pick a subject.
Ooh.
All right, Lucy, roll perception. Ooh, that's beautiful. Who are you listening to?
We'll start with them, if we can.
Okay. The snatches of conversation that you would hear is, so you're saying that the bounty hunters were here and they stayed the night and then left suddenly as this group came? Yes, they got on the Sweetwater ferry and were headed to Answerim. The Stone Oath was they were rather they thought it was important to get on that boat. They said it was worth a lot of money to them. I see. Any descriptions of the people that they were after? Well, one of them was rather scruffy, but she kind of glances over. Many of the others are here, but not half of them. And then she kind of the Inquisitor points over the heroes. Yes, they came back yesterday morning and said that they were going to solve the problems of the town, and now you call them heroes. Thank you for your time and candor, Shirley. Of course. And she gets back to taking drink orders. Armored woman comes over to you, Yoga. Oh, hello, Turtle Man.
Yeah, I want to talk to her, but I think Leon and Gambino were trying to do a thing, so I'm gonna let them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that. Please go on. With the
Any
reading.
subject?
Yes, choose a subject.
I don't know. Maybe. How about? I don't know. Is this too broad? What about the moon? Right. That feels like a very getting a reading type subject.
The moon. It's
for
more
the record. There are 2 moons.
True.
More of a personal topic rather than a general.
Oh, okay. How about personal topic? Well, I guess to me, I don't know, music.
Music. Okay. I think I can do something with that. And out of character, Ren, I need you to roll me 3d20s and 3d4s. Or d2s, either one.
Whoa. Okay.
And you'll take 500 damage?
You don't have roll 20 up, so I'll do it for you.
Okay. Thanks.
3d20?
Yep,
Okay,
3d.
wow.
Good. Reroll
Holy
one of those
crap!
20s. Okay.
And
Oh my
3d4.
gosh.
Yeah, no, that's crit. That's crit
Holy
happy.
Christ. Okay.
Yeah. Look out! You don't want things to go south there, Astro. That's how I'm rolling today.
Yeah, I know. I'm just glad I'm out of reach of those pikes.
Well, at least we didn't get hit for 37 fireball damage in one shot.
My first thought was like, yeah, maybe I need to be away from the people looking for the criminals. I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'd like to go right up to this person and ask them a question. That sounds like a great idea.
Come on, Inquisitor Jaxington is a great armored teddy bear with a hammer. All right, so 20, 17, and 18 is going to be...
Judgment, Star, and Moon, which is wild. A lot of these are very specific.
If you need to think about your reading, I could do my thing. I don't want to interrupt you, though, if you can do one really fast.
No, I've got one. I was just thinking of how to word it.
Got it. Go for
So
it.
as I lay out the 3 cards in front of him, he'll see the Judgment, the Star facing up, and the Moon turned over.
Ooh, inverted
I will
Holy
moon.
look.
shit! It's the
I will-
moon, dude. I totally see. Yo, you're good.
Yes. The cards have a way of showing things we need to see. But for these, seems like you'll have some clouded judgment in your acceptance of perhaps your next piece of music, or your greatest piece of music, perhaps.
Rhea is sitting next to Orna on the other side with a pint glass and is kind of leaning over and also looking at the cards and says, "Are you sure you're not just playing a fast one on him and you got quick fingers or something there, Leon?"
I will stare daggers at her through a mask. And I will
All
say,
right.
the cards do not lie.
All right, I didn't mean nothing by it. I just, that's what I would do, but I don't have any magic like you. She kind of looks at the cards. Or those.
Yes. Now what was I? As for the star card, you will find it to be perhaps the happiest you've ever been with the music, the most satisfied even with a song you've written. It may be a tale of your greatest love and joy, or maybe just your most heartfelt piece.
Damn. Interesting.
As for the moon card, this song unfortunately may not be your most creative ever. It may have lyrics that to others would be bland, but you will find yourself exceptionally satisfied.
Well, it's good to know.
By the
Yes,
way,
and
Leon,
with that, and with that, I will brush the cards back into the deck. You're welcome, good sir. And I hope we
So,
have happy travels.
how much? What was? Do you want like a silver or what? What is it like?
Since you'll be joining the group, I suppose I can give one for free this time around.
Oh, most generous. Thank you.
Yes.
by the way, Leon, out of character, I just wanted to compliment your ability to come up with all that on the spot. That's amazing.
We
Well,
love improv.
are you looking at a card guide, or is that all just improv? Because
So I just had the 3 cards, like what
Mhm.
they stand for, and the rest is improv.
Nice.
That's
Well done.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. So, Rin, how do you feel about that reading right now?
A little disappointed about the bland lyrics, but every great artist faces struggles, right? So Ren is kind of taking it on the chin and just being like, yeah, the next song might not be the greatest one, but it'll lead to other avenues. It'll lead to other things. So I'm okay with it,
Yeah, it's all in the right direction. Very nice. Shirley kind of steps up. Other than our fine Applewood lady, was there anyone else who wanted anything to eat this morning? Brightleaf is kind of eyeing the guards at the door and water. But yeah, Yoga, over to you. Inquisitor Jaxington has approached you and is speaking with you.
So, did I ever get her name?
Oh, maybe not. Were you going to ask it now? You just have a large woman who is in heavy armor and is kind of like amiably talking to you. Like, she seems kind of happy, even though it appears that they're here on business with a bunch of guards.
Yeah. Excuse me, I was a little bit troubled the first time that we met you. I never got your name.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Hero Tortle. I am Inquisitor Morgana Jaxington of the Imperial Inquisition of Bersonia. You don't mind if I ask you a couple questions about the incident last night, do you?
Sure. I'll answer your questions, then I've got one or two for you afterwards, if that's okay.
Certainly. Could we actually gather the rest of your group together? I would like to ask you all together if that's...
I'm going to kind of look at them and kind of say, yeah, I don't think they're busy right now. Let me ask. And kind of go over here and like, are we wanting to answer some questions for Miss Jackson over there?
Do we really have a choice?
Probably not. I kind of shrug.
But we're missing Caimen and Eggpor.
And Cleek was last seen going upstairs.
And where'd Cleek go?
Yeah, where is that feathery guy?
I guess we should go talk to her.
Yeah.
Rin, do you want to go over there and talk too? Or because you're actually technically not involved, do you want to stay separate?
So Rin will definitely be like, yeah, I don't have anything to do with this. Let's go over and listen.
All right, so you're just going to scoot closer to these here knights. The dragon.
I try to do like, just like, I'm not trying to be like, not make it obvious that I'm like, yes, I'm listening, but I'll sit like close enough so I can hear.
Gotcha. All right, so with Cleek, Leon, are you going to head over as well and be spoken to, or are you going to kind of just chill?
Yes, I will follow with them.
All right. Pop yourself on over. The questioner will kind of step over too. I just finished talking to the necromancers. Yes, and? They said one of them left. He kind of gestures over to your group.
Oh, yeah.
Which one? The one with the ring. Oh, that is... Do any of you know where he went? She looks to each of you in the party in turn. No, he kind of just left. None of us know where he is.
Can I make myself roll deception roll because I kind of think I have an idea?
You can roll deception if you're trying to deceive them in any way. Yes. So if you have an idea, even if it's wrong, if you believe that you know and are actively being deceitful about it, that would be a deception check. All right, cool. So let me see what they get in.
Because I have the idea based on divinations, but it's not like a found proof.
Right.
But I say with an 18, I'm probably good unless you're making them roll.
Well, I am going to make them roll because they are investigators investigating. So it would be
If they okay.
Perfect.
I'm going to go ahead and give that 12 to the questioner and going to give the 1 to the Inquisitor. So,
Nice.
but what are you going to lie about?
Basically, I kind of like it's like no shit. Caimen actually we hadn't seen him. We all got back and we were kind of celebrating with drinks, and he disappeared. It was just this morning that we got our sending stone back. From Caimen had left us a sending stone, and then I kind of point to the barkeep. I was like, she can confirm this.
The Inquisitor nods and says, "Yes, that's what I heard as well. I wasn't aware that he left, though."
It is a surprise to our entire group.
Did he leave anything behind other than a stone?
Well, he's an honorable man, so he split up the gold from that we got from the mayor before we left.
He kind of looks to the Inquisitor, and they share a look, and you see the questioner's face kind of turn into a snarl. He took it, and now he's gone.
I mean, his
Oh,
room's upstairs. Do we even look in his room?
He kind of raises an eyebrow at you and turns and like snaps his fingers to the 2 guards at the door and kind of jerks his thumb to the staircase. Oh, there's a new person at it. I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the way.
Yes. I think I
Welcome to
figured out how to
Roll20.
do some things.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, so I will have the 2 guards go ahead and head upstairs to go start turning over rooms.
We'll walk up with them to let them know which room.
So when he like makes that comment about he took it with him, I'm like, oh, you mean that ring that Caimen was wearing?
Yeah, the black one. The one that made him start to die. Hard to miss it.
Oh, I was not with that group actually. I kind of came in after the whole battle. I saw him leave with the ring, but I didn't really get a chance to ask him. I kind of point to my show. I'm a little bit slow. I kind of fell behind.
You don't say. He kind of lifts up a notepad that he has and like checks against it real quick and glances at the people assembled. Looks back to the Inquisitor. 4 for 4. And there were others. But these are heroes. Cutie, we can't just... You know I'm right. Yes, but they are heroes. I'm very sorry for my questioner's impertinence here. He scowls at her. We were hoping...
Yeah, these are about the... I'm sorry, but the people standing in front of them, they're like right in front of them, are the only criminals, except for Cleek, actually. Because Ren and Lucy aren't criminals right now.
Correct. Not for the things that they're looking for. Although, 4 of the people in the room do match descriptions. Technically. Nordle. So... I'm going to give you a warning. Leave town. There is something coming. And if you are who I think you are, you won't want to be here when it arrives.
You guys kind of
The Inquisitor just looks kind of stern and like solemnly nods.
Yuga's gonna shrug and say, "We're about on our way out. We had a thing or two to do today, but sure." Does anyone else butt in?
I mean, Lucy's upstairs. You see them turning over the room. Let me see how well they do.
I'm assuming Ray and Brightly for staying quiet. Does Leon care to? Is Leon gonna? Is Leon being smart and keeping his mouth shut while Yoga's just yapping?
Leon is wanted in 2 different kingdoms for a number of crimes. He's shutting the fuck up.
I'm not. I'm honestly curious how you managed to be wanted in 2 different kingdoms on a continent with 1 empire. That's gotta be interesting.
Wasn't always one empire.
You know, I think at some point I would like to.
Shut the fuck up.
I would like to maybe prove Yoga's innocence, because the part of the divination that required him to take Nordal's place has been succeeded, so he doesn't need to have everyone believe he's a criminal.
True.
We're gonna offer the guards like some rations that we apparently have. If they want it.
No, thank you, ma'am. We found this empty chest under the bed, and this weird sack over here. One of the guards pokes the sack, and a staff falls out of it. You don't know how the staff fit in the sack, but
bag of holding. No,
one of those magical bags. Is this This must be his. Confiscate it. All right.
I'm not sure if that was his or one of the other people's.
Look, lady, you brought us into this room and said it was his. I'm guessing this stuff is his. I'm gonna have to take it. I thank you for your help, though.
Empty it out.
Oh, we should get the questioner. Yeah, let's get the questioner. All right, you go get the questioner. One of them runs off downstairs.
Do you want me to go downstairs?
Diddly diddly. He kind of runs off. Comes in. The questioner has stepped forward and has kind of walked over to you, Leon, and is peering at you intently at your mask. And just as he seems like he's about to say something, questioner. Yes. We found something you might want to look at. He kind of casts a sidelong glance over his shoulder. Don't move. Heads up the stairs.
Speaking of Yoga not shutting up, Yoga's gonna ask the... It's the Jackson? Something Jackson?
Who?
The person in front of me, the lady.
Oh, Inquisitor Morgana Jaxington.
Morgana Jackson. So I'm gonna say, oh, Miss Morgana Jackson, while we're here, may I ask my questions?
Oh, certainly, of course. And your name was? I only know of you as Hero Turtle.
My name is Yoga Turtle.
Yoga. Do you happen to know a turtle by the name of Nordal? He is one of the ones we're looking for, and the description does match yours remarkably well. I'm not trying to say that you are Nordal.
He's my brother.
Oh. Your brother is one of the escaped convicts we're after? Did you know this?
Unfortunately. And as I'm trying to portray in the voice, this is a very kind of sour mood for Yoga as he kind of speaks with this.
I see that must explain much of the confusion. One of the escaped convicts that we're after is a Nordal, and if that is indeed your brother, then I can see why we may have gotten a bit of confusion between your party and the other.
I'm just gonna kind of nod slowly and say, he and me are opposite sides. We're born from the same. We were born from the same mother. Is what I was about to say.
Gotcha.
But we are quite different.
I see. Yes, you certainly don't seem like someone who would have stolen a treasure from the Johannesburgs. You seem to be kind and gentle of a turtle. I don't know how kind people always get mixed up in these affairs.
You know, the
Yeah,
three
you're
people that
telling
did
me.
steal, the three people that did steal from the Johannesburg are all gone.
Yep. Funny that.
We're no longer accountable.
Upstairs. You again. Is
Hi.
that the bag? Yeah, sir. He picks up the bag and slowly turns it over and turns it out. And I got to bring up Caimen's character sheet, but a lot of stuff's going to fall out that he left behind. So I will get to that in a minute. But yeah, a lot of stuff gets dropped out. Let's see what was in his bag of holding.
By the way, now that I kind of feel like that might have, just for if anyone was curious, that is how Yoga became a prisoner for this like whole ordeal. He basically took Nordal's place.
The old switcheroo.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Oh, looks like there's only a couple things still in here, which is a little confusing. Oh, there's the chilling. Okay. So there would be the Eerie and Rosewood focus. I'm going to have to make a list real quick. Sorry, one sec.
Well, if Leon feels like sharing, what was like his criminal reason?
Ooh, that one's in depth.
You do not have to tell me. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, that's no.
You'll find out. We'll put it like that. You'll find out.
You'll
Gotcha.
definitely find out. It's gonna be the hard
I just wanted to elaborate it since Yoga's finally said it out loud because no one asked him. He might have told someone if they'd asked, but or it's not because it's not technically a lie to the questioner or because she hasn't asked that question because I think the questioner thinks that they arrested my brother and my brother escaped. Where really, my brother did commit the crime. I took his place intentionally, so I'm technically am a criminal in that law that I am interfering with justice. But it was all in the sake of destiny.
Destiny. Ah, great word. So out of the bag of holding tumbles a wand, some gloves, a mirror that when it hits the ground does not break, some kindling, a crowbar, a hammer that lands on the mirror and bounces off without breaking it, and a long quarterstaff, which is the thing that fell out before. This doesn't look legitimate. He looks at Lucy, you don't know anything about this, do you?
Hang on.
Sure.
Gambino, did you I just
Right.
realized, did you get on Roll20?
He's on, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna like, no, that's the first time. Actually, has she seen the bag?
You may have seen Caimen carrying this bag of holding on his person before, but like you don't know where it's from, and I don't think you've ever put anything into it or taken anything out of it on your own. You just know it's a bag and it's kind of recognizable to you. So your no would be sort of true.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the bag.
All right, we'll be taking this. He
Alright.
he kind of looks around the room once more. does his own investigation check. I love this questioner. He's so good at stuff, and his Inquisitor just isn't. Just really, really isn't. So he turns down the room and finds nothing else. All right, let's go. You should come too, Lucy.
Alright, Mr. Creepy Bush Heidi Man. Also, by the way, if you wanted any other rooms, she's gonna like kind of point out the rooms that everyone stayed in, just so that they know.
You all stayed together?
Not everyone in the same rooms. Ray and I were in that room. They had yoga and whoever else stayed in that room and whoever stayed in that room.
You people are rather clean.
I got perfume if you want some.
What kind?
As he says that, she's gonna like hold out like 3 different kinds and be like, I got these. Which one's your favorite? I got lavender, cedar, and passion mint.
Speaking of lavender, is that still hanging in the air?
No, it's mostly
that
faded by
sucks.
now. He's going to look at the 3 vials without reaching for any of them. You're going to see his free hand kind of like make a few gestures. His eyes are going to flash, and there's going to be kind of like a glowing blue light coming out of his eyes. Lavender.
The lavender it is. And then she'll hand over the lavender to him and put the rest away.
He takes off the cap of the vial and... That actually does smell good.
I know! And she'll actually give the name of the shop and be like, you should totally go there. It's really good.
I preferred this guy when he was just creepy. Now
He'll
he's
give you a look. He'll give you a look, and oh, sorry, I grabbed you too. He'll give you a look, and he'll just kind of nod and continue along.
Maybe he was just hiding in the bushes because he liked the smell.
They were lavender bushes. If you didn't know, just saying. No, it's totally fine. Inquisitor, I found this. I think it's stolen. And he shows her the bag with the different things in it that he's put back in. Oh, cutie, that's a great find. So, do you think this is the person we're looking for? He takes out that same list and flips through it. Caimen Mareth, known pirate. Yes, it must be him.
Wait, he's like an actual pirate?
He was.
Well,
You
he did
know
like being
him?
called captain.
You were with him yesterday. You didn't know he was a pirate?
I thought
yes,
he was bluffing.
From now on, like I've said, I am going to take your utterances as in character. So please, OOC, type it. I gotta react to something.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was an actual pirate. I thought he was just bluffing about it.
He was one of the most notorious pirates on the seas. At least his former captain was.
Yoga's going to look confused and say, "What's a pirate?"
Oh, Yoga, and this is this is the Inquisitor. They're people who, on the high seas, they're on boats and they steal from other people in boats, generally.
Wait. You're telling me he could have stole stuff from my ship or stole my ship?
You have a ship?
Of course I have a ship. Do you not have one?
Deadpan look. No.
Should get one. They're really fun.
That's such rich girl talk, and I love it.
Yeah.
Can tell she's a noble.
He looks queasy at the thought.
Are you okay? Oh, I guess.
Guys, write it down. That's his weakness.
I'm
Boats.
Lavender
Fine.
and boats.
Well, if he likes lavender, is it really a weakness?
We can bribe him with it. Yes.
Fair.
There you go.
At this thought, Lucy's actually going to come over and whisper to the Inquisitor person and be like, he likes lavender.
No.
Yes.
Are you sure of this?
Yeah, I just gave him like a bottle of perfume that was lavender from such and such store. You should really go there.
She immediately turns around and says, "Cutie, that is so cute. I didn't know you liked lavender." And his eyes are going to go wide, and he's going to turn and look at you
She's going to
And-
smile.
and blush the tiniest amount and turn around and say, "Barkeep, I need a drink." Sure. What can I get you? Something strong. Cutie, we're on duty. I know.
No.
But like, Miss Inquisitor, do you also like perfume? I still have cedar and passion mint left.
Passion mint. Oh my goodness, yes, I would love some passion mint.
She'll hand over that pile of it.
Thank you
When your
so much, Lady
deception score
Coventry.
is bad, kill him with kindness. Not that most of us have bad deception, actually.
Now,
Oh,
I must say, when I first met you heroes, I had the idea that you were really just a ragtag group of adventurers, not a classy group of rather refined noble women and exotic persons from distant lands, as he gestures to different people.
I wonder who that could be
Specifically
just from.
Yoga.
She's gonna kind of hold her hand up a little bit, be like, I mean, I haven't known them for that long.
Oh, well, certainly. But,
I've known them since we pretty much got here.
well, and you've already done a great service to the Empire. I believe that we have asked all the questions that we need to. It's only been a short while since he was served, but the questioner slams down an empty glass and steps up. And he kind of steps past the Inquisitor and says, "I know you were all involved, even if she doesn't. Cutie! And I will prove it, even to you," and he says to the Inquisitor, who looks a little aghast. "Let's go."
Before he walks off, Lucy's gonna kind of lean up to Questioner and be like, "Are you two a thing? Like, do you like her?"
What the hell?
So at this, he'll actually get a smile. It seems mirthless, but it is a condescending smile that has not malice, but a lot of barely restrained thought behind it. And he'll say, "Not at all."
And at the same time that maybe that was happening, I was like, oh, I forgot to ask my question. In the days prior to the disease happening in the fish and water, were there anything noticeable that happened, perhaps around the swamps, that
I'm not aware of anything odd happening in the swamps. I had spoken with the mayor when I arrived, and he had told me that the catches were diminishing. But apparently, whatever you did in the swamp yesterday has resolved that problem. Have you seen the wharf since this morning? It's packed with fisher folk that they've been pulling in catches as if to make up for the last several weeks. I wasn't here for any of it, but I can only attest to the testimonies of those involved. It truly seems as if you have done something great here. What did you find in the mausoleum?
What did Caimen find?
well, I think the one thing that we found was that ring.
the one that your fellow has run off with?
I believe so.
At this moment, this fellow stands up, one of the necromancers.
Yoga's gonna kind of tense when he does that.
I told him about the ring. You what? You know about the ring? Yes, I do know a little bit about that ring. It's it belonged to an ancient vampire lord. Yes. Yes, and I know that it's a part of a set. Just one piece, and there are others. And my professor before he passed, Obus Anzara had. Yes, that's the one. He told us that if anyone were ever able to get all five, they could do something truly terrible. But he didn't really go into details. As well, he didn't. Yes. I'm not sure if my having this conversation with Mr. Mareth caused him to leave, but I didn't see him come back afterwards. Do you know which way he went? Just out the door, and no, I haven't seen him since.
Can I roll insight if I
Yeah.
believe what Sterling's saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got. That's.
Anyways, I thought it was important for you all to know that there's more than just the ring. I don't know what he wants with it. He wouldn't let me touch it or inspect it, but he did show it to me, and I told him what I knew. How do you know about the ring? It's just a story I've heard from my professor. Right. At about that moment, Inquisitor Jaxington kind of goes stiff and looks very distant, like her eyes are kind of just looking off into the distance. And she won't hear you in the moment, Lucy. And when she's done, she'll turn around and look at you like a little confused. Her face is a little flushed, and you can see that there's sweat dripping down her brow. And she's kind of looking around frantically, just steps away from you without answering. Whispers into the questioner's ear, and he looks a little confused too. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm going to have to leave immediately. QT, please finish with them, and she heads out the door and leaves. And they are gone fairly quickly. Cleek, you see the Inquisitor and two knights dashing off down the street.
Probably interrupted the conversation I was listening in on. I put it a while back in chat. While all this is going on inside, I'm just chilling out listening to the guard banter.
Oh yeah, the guard banter is just them, kind of standing around on the street, not letting anyone in or out. A couple times you saw, like, maybe Moral from over here be like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go get a drink." They're like, "Sorry, sir, no one in or out right now." Okay. And he just kind of walks back and...
Guys, the sword. The
Man,
sword.
I didn't get to hear about any weekend plans. Crash some guard party.
So the questioner just kind of looks around at all of you. Heed my warning. Something is coming. He kind of looks at Lucy as he's saying this, but says, I don't mean any of you harm. I am trying to help. And then he turns and awkwardly leaves.
As he walks past me,
Yeah.
I will just like say this like lavender, huh? Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
He'll
you
turn
would.
and give you an eye, and then drop it in your lap and walk away. So he dropped the lavender vial closed in your lap.
Do we see
Oh
this?
no.
You probably did.
We're immediately gonna run over and try to grab it real quick and then run after him. If we can.
Yeah, you can. The soldiers are just kind of gathering up in the street again. So if you want to run out the door and
Are you trying to like hold on to it, or are you just kind of letting it be right there?
No,
in your lap?
I mean, no, I'm not trying to hold on to it.
Okay, we're gonna grab it real quick and just run out.
What's the name of the deep voice guy I'm writing in my journal? I know it's
Oh.
somewhere in.
Questioner Tharogad.
Yep, Questioner Tharogad.
Hey,
I know
dude.
it's on the Discord, but yeah.
What?
Well, that was a rather tight situation.
She's gonna get up to kind of act like give him a hug.
He's going to pull away from the hug and not let you hug unless you succeed on a grapple check.
Oh, was it athletics?
Yeah, it's athletics, and then it'll be opposed. Ooh, that's nice though. Okay.
All the guards around him. Quick, someone's attacking the president!
Okay, you grab him.
And we're gonna slide the lavender into his pocket, be like, "You forgot something. Now no one will know."
Get off.
Yes, sir, Mr. QC, sir, and jump back away.
Cleek, you and Lucy will both hear some of the guards chuckle, and he will storm past them, and then
I'm gonna chuckle along with the guards and possibly
invisible.
alert them to my presence.
Bye. She's gonna give like just like a stand up on her tippy toes, do like the little kind of like wave, and just be like, bye.
He went invisible.
Cleek is just gonna laugh too,
Like
and probably alert like every single guard that he's just been sitting up there.
As he went invisible while storming away, and after he went invisible, some of the guards actually openly started laughing.
Cleek is in on that.
One of them, and this is actually, you recognize him as the knight that you told the secret to, the secret lie or whatever. You charmed him. He turns and he kind of gives you a nod as he trails along behind the group. Here, let me go ahead and... There we go. Now you know.
Yeah.
The Yellow Knight, from now on, is your buddy.
Okay.
That's
She'll kinda nod
amazing.
back.
So now that Yoga
And-
immediately after they leave is going to say, we wait 5 minutes, and then we're going towards the swamp right now.
Agreed.
Do we find the rock outside the door?
Go ahead and roll investigation for it. See if you can find it in the dirt.
At about this time, I'm gonna jump down from the roof and land next to her as well.
We're not like gonna be openly searching for it.
Okay, then also roll a stealth check.
I was more so looking like if we see like kind of in the open.
Yeah, you see it. You see it, and it's like kind of tucked a little bit behind a bush. It's in like a tuft of grass. It's not super noticeable.
Oh.
What you looking for?
None of the guards noticed.
Yeah, it's not that we're like we're like, oh, what's this? And then she's gonna go and pick it up and kind of show it to Cleek.
What'd you find?
I found a rock.
Is it a shiny rock?
It has sunshine.
It's it's like a polished surface, but it's not necessarily like shiny per se.
I'm gonna pull out my emerald and just say, mine's shinier.
My emerald's shinier than your black shiny rock.
She's gonna be openly like inspecting this rock to see what it is, and to see if
Shrug
anyone
and
else
walk
actually
away.
notices it.
I have shiny rock.
Hey, Lucy, what you got there? It looks like something interesting.
Yeah, I found this outside the door.
Huh.
Hand it over to show.
She kind of just turns it over in her hands.
Gambino, can you move your token still, or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It looks kind of interesting. I don't know what it does. If Gorgle were here, he could tell us. But hey, Yoga, can you?
I mean, I would
these,
just
right?
recognize that as a sending stone, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't we?
Or because I know it's not the one that. Well, wait, because I'm the one that
Disappears.
like told I saw it, and then I had Cleek by it, so I know what that is.
Yeah.
So that's a sending stone, the one we bought for Eagler, I believe.
Wait, Lucy, you found this on the ground?
Yeah, Cleek was right here with me. We just found it right here.
I just
She'll
jumped down
point
from
to
the
it.
roof and you were looking in the bush.
Yeah, it was like right there. And she'll point to right there, like the edge of the bush. The
But-
grass.
But if that was Eglar's, does that mean would he like drop it, or has he been here? Is he? She looks around. Is Eglar nearby? He had that thing with his face where he could change or whatever. He could
I'm gonna
listen to
ask.
people.
Does Lucy currently have the stone?
Did Rhea take
Rhea's holding it because you handed it to her. She showed it to Yoga. Yoga said, "I know what this is," and she's still holding it. She'll hand it back to Lucy though.
Oh, I'm gonna actually try and. Oh, can I see that for a moment?
Sure, and then she'll hand over this
Huh.
one.
Yoga has a stone then.
So I'm gonna try and use it, but I know that the charge has already been used.
Correct. As you try to use it, you will feel that it is out of energy and cannot trigger.
Yes, Elor must have been here. It's been used. If he had dropped it, it wouldn't have been used. These things refresh at dawn usually.
If
So
Eglor was here, wouldn't he have tried to contact us?
Unless he left with Caimen, possibly.
I suppose they could have left together. Those two didn't seem like they really got along. Fire and water, but maybe they left at the same time. Maybe they thought there were better chances with two of them.
if no one says anything else about it, Yogo's gonna pocket that stone then.
All right.
I don't know. After he flew off with our first confrontation with the guards, I never saw him stop. So he could be halfway across the continent by now.
Well, no, like I said, the stone's been used today. If he would have used his own stone, he couldn't have. If he had dropped it here a day prior, then the stone would be ready for use.
So it must have been this morning then. It must have been used today since dawn.
Maybe someone intercepted him?
Then where is he?
Unless one of the
We
guards had it.
lost so many
but
people.
I don't think so.
I don't like that multiple people are gone.
It's not something that we can control.
Oh, doesn't make it any better though.
And so we're gonna start walking. And Cleek, you said you wanted to check your traps.
Yeah, I should be able to do it on the way, or at least I might have to divert a little bit, but I can meet back up.
Are you comfortable checking them by yourself, or do you want us to come with you?
I mean, no one else usually goes along with me when I'm hunting. Most of the time, I usually do it by myself. I should be fine.
All
Go
right.
ahead and roll a perception check, everyone.
Perception.
Ho ho ho!
This is a very, very perceptive group.
Yeah, it is. Dang. Y'all see everything.
Burb.
Mr. Gambino, can you roll your perception check?
Yes, sorry, it's just taking a little time.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
doing this on the phone. Okay, this is.
Hey man, it's
whoa.
all good. It's all good. When you're doing it on the phone, it's a lot more wonky.
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah,
that
it's
first
pretty much all up.
D20, which was a 16 plus something. So basically, everyone except it looks like Rhea, oddly enough, will notice that there is an increased guard presence just in general in town. Like, you know, where before there were city guards, you'd see them traveling in pairs every once in a while. There now seems to be like a pair on every street corner. Now, that's not represented here, that's fine, but I'm just saying in general, as you travel through the town, you are finding that there is a heavier guard presence patrolling the streets. Are you heading out to the place now?
Yep.
I believe we are.
All right.
We can let Kalik have his moment with the traps, and then we'll say we're at the
Absolutely.
swamp, and he has caught up.
There's not much to do. I don't remember exactly. I believe whenever I actually set them is when I made the survival roll for them. It was like a 20+ roll, I think.
Yeah, no, it was really good. You
You-
set traps and you rolled to go hunting. So, Cleek, as you leave town, you find, as you're flying above it, you see that it seems like there are 2 checkpoints, one set up on each of the roads leading north. And so there are a number of guards on the road, and they're checking what small numbers of people head in and out of the city. It looks like mostly it's just wagon traffic with goods to bring into or out of town, some of the farmers from out in the fields. But you continue fly over the farms. You begin checking your traps, and you actually do have a bit better luck today. You're able to catch a couple rabbits, a squirrel. You were looking more for small game with your traps, other than when you went hunting. But you know, in total, you're able to bring back quite a nice haul. I think it's I'll go with 3 rabbits and a squirrel.
All right.
Other than that, though, the zombie is no longer caught in the trap that you had put it in before. The trap has been cut, and the zombie is no longer there.
All right. How much do the rabbits and squirrel weigh?
Just, you know, like not too much. Some poundage. I don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know how
put
much.
10.
Sure, I don't know how much bunnies are supposed to weigh, but you know, it's carryable by you easily.
And then I will meet up with the party.
All right, and the party heading north at this point. Let's see. I'll draw a little path for you. I'll do it in purple. As you head north along this here trail, it's about here. As you pass by the house that Caimen and Rhea robbed a few weeks ago, and you see that there is a checkpoint of about 10 guards and a couple knights on the road, and they're checking groups that are heading in and out. And they say, you know, hey, if you're heading into the woods, don't. There's reports of a lot of undead out there, and we're trying to quarantine the area so nothing spreads.
At this
I think
point,
we are.
yeah, we're gonna say, we're actually just heading out to the next town over.
There's one thing I want to do before we actually went anywhere.
Okay.
I just wanted to say I just want to run back to the perfume shop.
All right.
Oh, hello, dearie. You're back so soon.
Hello. Yes, everyone loved like everything I got, and I wanted to get more.
Oh, that's simply excellent, darling. What would you like?
Do you have any more lavender?
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I sold you my last vial, and I haven't had enough time to prepare another quite yet.
Do you have any other special ones?
Oh, yes. Is there anything in particular that you are looking for?
Anything that smells really, really good.
All right, give me a moment.
No, we've just got our party chilling outside the perfume shop.
Yes.
Pretty
We'll
much.
just-
Does anybody want to go in?
no.
As you go in,
I'll
you
just run
find
up
Questioner
past
Tharogad. No, just,
Ah, lavender.
What if the shop owner is just Tharogad in disguise?
It could be, darling. You'd have to go in to find out. Maybe have some true sight. Oh, dearie, I've found something I think you may enjoy. You said you enjoyed the lavender, yes?
Yeah, I liked it as well as everybody else.
Oh, wonderful. It's not quite lavender, but...
and she pulls out one and says,
This, darling, this is peppermint. And she pulls it out. Oh, and so refreshing.
and you smell a very strong scent of peppermint. It gets up in your nose and has that sort of crisp, refreshing, cool bite to it, like you're chomping on a mint.
I'll take that one.
Very good, dear. You're one of my favorite customers. That will be 1 gold and 5 silver.
She'll hand 2 gold. Be like, keep the change.
Oh, of course, dear. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to see you every time.
You too. And before I go, do you have any? Do you know if you have anything now that either bird, turtle, halfling, or is Brightleaf an elf?
She is indeed an elf.
Or anything an elf and someone who wears a mask would like? As well as someone who plays music.
I think the musician may enjoy the peppermint, but don't quote me.
It's hard to find a list of these things. I'm not super. I'm not super perfume savvy.
I just think of
I don't know
fruits
either.
like apple. There's probably an apple cider.
Oh yeah, no. If you did want an apple one, Rhea would probably love that.
Everybody, list off perfumes.
I have 1 of eucalyptus. I have cinnamon oil, spicy, sure to get things heated up. Lemon oil to cover those dirty scents. You're going to have to help me, dearie. I don't know what a turtle would. I rarely meet them.
Is it like
Cactus.
is lemon oil like actually not perfume? Like it's actually
I will
oil?
say that Yoga is absolutely. You could drag him in. He just didn't voluntarily go in.
So is like the lemon oil like actually oil, or is it like a perfume?
Oh no, it's perfume. Like it's a very lemony scented perfume. They're all perfumes.
Gotcha. Okay. And how much are those?
Each one will be a gold, except for the eucalyptus, dear. That's 2 gold.
Shall hand over 4 more gold, and then do you have anything that smells like wilderness?
Wilderness, darling.
I don't know if that has a smell, but
I believe the cedar wood goes very well in the wilderness.
I think I have 1 cedar. Do you have more?
Yes, dear, I do.
I believe it was a gold last time. So.
How many more cedar does she have?
2 left.
She'll take the 2, and then
By
Do you
luck,
have
darling,
any-
you're going to clear me out.
does she have any that smells like food?
Food. Well, the lemon smells like lemons, and last I knew that was food. Most of these things are edible, though I don't believe that's the best use. Ah, yes, no, this is a special one. This one smells like cake.
And she pulls out a vial. It's a little taller than the other ones.
This one is 10 gold. Magically infused, darling. Always smells like a freshly baked cake.
I'll take it. I'll
Very good.
cake it.
Ooh, well done.
So much gold.
Guys with
puns, it
1d4
burns.
kind damage.
So much gold. So much gold spent on perfume.
I'm
You're
taking
making me a rich
psychic
woman,
damage.
dearie.
You're welcome. And do you happen to have any flowers?
Only in the back, getting crushed.
The
You
back
know,
getting
raw
crushed? Do you have
materials,
any-
darling.
Do you have any not crushed?
Ooh. Perhaps tomorrow when the order comes in, though, I would suggest you go see Fenton's Florists down the way.
I will do. Alright, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. Long
And
live the
she'll-
Coventry family.
Oh, thank you. She'll kind of like wave off and then leave the store.
Doesn't really
Okay.
matter how long they live; they'll definitely smell good.
Yeah, exactly. I did say that this was an old, hunched-over elf, so they are very old to be old as an elf.
They've been in the business a long time.
Yes, dearie. Oh my, aren't you a nice little feathered one?
So as you continue heading out of town with perfume, you were stopped. Leon said, "I think we'll be good." And then you continue along the way. As you reach sort of like the edge of the farmland, you actually see another group of guards. Cleek, you would meet up with them while they're on the trail still. You were able to
After or before
bypass
the checkpoint.
after the first checkpoint. The second checkpoint is actually at the tree line. And as you approach, a couple of guards walk up and they kind of bar the way and say, we're going to have to ask you to go no further. These woods are off limits for now by order of Inquisitor Ramsey. No civilians in the forest for now.
I thought we were heroes, not civilians. Wait,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that work?
It's doesn't quite matter. It's by order of the Inquisitor. Are you an Inquisitor, Mr. Bird?
What's an Inquisitor?
They look at each other and one of them starts chuckling. An Inquisitor is something bigger than you'll ever know, little bird man.
Do,
They make the rules around here.
I'll let you know that I can live as long as 30.
How do we know how many Inquisitors there can be?
No, I don't keep track of that. I don't know. I mean,
Oh no, I was asking kind of like.
oh, me as like a, or you as a character. How would you know? There can be more than one Inquisitor at a time. Absolutely. There's one. I forget. Was
Okay.
Astro, help me out here. Was it the Lord Inquisitor Galadrius Ivansteed, or
I don't remember.
it's on the chat something? So there's like a lead Inquisitor that's detailed in like the server stuff, but in general there are many Inquisitors, and they all usually have different jurisdictions. And this is me answering out of character.
It's Grand Inquisitor Galadrius
Yeah.
Ivansteed.
So there's Grand Inquisitor, and he's probably the highest ranking in the Inquisition. You have Special Inquisitor Morgana Jaxington, and then you have Inquisitor Ramsey, who, if you recognize the name, is the one who gave the mission to all of the convicts originally, the one who Questioner Fenlock works for. I guess to recognize that out of the name, I should have anyone who is a convict roll a history check, and also Lucy roll a history check.
Okay, while we're doing this, how many guards were there? And also, we're kind of like off a path since we were going towards the woods, right?
There's a path that goes into the woods that you were following.
But then
I assumed that you were following it at least.
yeah, and then we'd probably backtrack if we wanted to not fight with the guards?
I mean, yeah, if you really want to get into the woods, you can go through them or around them.
First, I was kind of waiting to get in the woods, but I guess now I kind of, once we get away from the guards, I kind of need to explain everyone why this is so important.
Yeah, at this point, Yoga, you and Lucy, having rolled history checks and passing the DC, you will both recognize the name Inquisitor Ramsey, and you will both recognize Lucy. You'll recognize the name from other discussions, and Yoga, you'll recognize the name from the voice of the person in the cells who offered you freedom.
Right.
That happened while you were in them still.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyone else will just hear an Inquisitor's name. Yes, I'm gonna have to ask you to head back to town for your own safety. I don't know what you mean by not being civilians.
How long until we can leave?
Well, hell's if I know. We're here to stand guard until the main contingent can arrive and actually go in and secure the place. You've been in there? There's skeletons and zombies and all sorts of wild shit.
We came out of there after fighting them.
Hey, Ben, I think these are them. What do you mean these are them? They're the heroes. They fought the screechy thingy. Oh, I'm sorry, sirs and madam. Kind of like knuckles his forehead to Lucy. But orders are orders. Even if you had gone in and come out, we can't let you go back in right now. It's
What if we helped clear it?
You're gonna have to talk to the Inquisitor when he gets here. It's not something I can say. Yeah,
does he get here?
I think the missive said he's gonna be here in a few days. Something like that. Some of these Inquisitors are late. Some of them are always early. Hard to say. I haven't worked with this one before.
I'm just gonna look back. I'm just gonna look around at the rest of the party. Are we okay with waiting a few days? Or do we really need to go?
Well, we do probably need to get a move on rather quickly.
I start just kind of like backtracking. I'm like, I need to talk to you guys. And I'm gonna like usher them to follow me. At this point, I don't care if the guards really, they can cast that as suspicious, but
they're not going to follow you. They're going to stay at post. They're going to watch you though, because not many people are heading into the woods. Anyone who does is turned away and goes, "No, that makes sense," and leaves because they've been around here.
Yep.
Not many people head into the woods. That's something Shirley explained a while ago. It's known that they're dangerous. So most people are on the frontier in the farmland area or in town.
Yoga wants to backtrack far enough to where there's kind of like they're away from the guards, but they're not anywhere near where anyone could like hear the conversation.
So definitionally out of earshot. Got it. Yep. You're a good 150 feet away from them. They can't hear you even if you're talking loud, other than to hear in the distance.
Okay.
So, what? Are we heading back, Yoga?
Well, we really need to go in there, especially after what I heard at the Sweetwater Inn.
How urgent is it?
All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm okay. Yoga's going to be explaining this, but to make this a little bit easier, I'm gonna do it out of character, but Yoga will have explained exactly what I had said.
Go ahead.
Yoga is gonna basically explain top to bottom what his divination was
and what he got out of it.
Yeah.
You go ahead, explain it.
So first thing I have in my notes is that I guess I'd ask them what they know about the people in blindfolds and necromancers, and say that I saw Sterling as one of the people with the blindfolds taken off. I'll actually ask the party that, because I think only Cleek and the NPCs are the only ones that would know that were there in the earlier sessions. Right?
What
Lucy was there, and Leon was there when you had the original dream. You were inside the mausoleum. It was right before you met them.
Yeah. Well, because like this is out of character, but I know that they basically have already been here, and necromancers with blindfolds on?
Yeah,
don't-
in the vision that you had, the Sterling was heading into the woods wearing a blindfold. You later recognized him as Sterling when you met him, but you didn't know who he was at first, and there were other figures, I believe, following him.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. Pray continue with your story, though, with for them.
Yeah, I especially don't remember a lot of this from your visions and stuff.
Well, no, that's what. Well, and that's why I haven't progressed, is because I thought that's a bigger deal, because weren't these people in blindfolds bad guys? I was under the assumption, right?
That's an assumption.
Well, this is mainly towards Cleek and the NPCs of how what were the interpretations. I had heard Caimen talk about going here and the people in blindfolds, but I have no like.
I mean, they didn't seem too bad to me.
Yeah, they seem nice enough. If anything, we helped them. They were in trouble.
I think they were probably the same people we saw when we were heading into town originally.
Yeah, didn't they say they were going to investigate the mausoleum or something?
Caimen and I saw them in the morning on watch after we were attacked by the zombies. They were heading deeper into the swamp, and that was before we came back.
Wait, that was weeks ago. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
That is a little weird.
There were over a dozen of them.
Did you know that Sterling was one of those people?
I assumed so when I saw the black robes.
All right. And I guess I'll take that in stride and say that Yoga probably feels a little bit sheepish then after having that explained to him.
I mean, didn't he say that his professor or something brought them all there to stop a vampire? I remember Captain saying that they were actually trying to raise a vampire. I didn't really follow.
It might be worth
something
looking
like
into, because it sounds like they've told us what they weren't doing isn't bad, but
well,
there's also some stuff that points towards them possibly being suspicious.
I mean, to be honest, I remember how scared they were in there. Yeah, they were.
Too.
Anyhow,
but they might have also just been doing something bad and then it went wrong. I don't know.
I think the Inquisitor is suspicious of us more than anything.
Oh, for sure.
The Inquisitor was really nice.
However, that was just the beginning of the divination, and is far from my concerns. Back to add character, explain this easier. And I guess next, Yoga would explain that he believes that what Caimen is doing, basically how he interprets it, he'll probably give it two sides. He'll probably say what he actually saw and then how he interprets it.
Mm-hmm.
So what he actually saw was he saw a shadow person who opened the door, which is Caimen, speak with someone with fire in their eyes, exchange something between hands, and then the person with the fire eyes looked at me. And my interpretation of that is that Caimen is doing something for his patron right now, and that's why he left. And I'll share that with the party.
What's a patron?
Oh,
patron.
Eagler kind of explained it to me. It's like a god that grants you magic.
A god?
Yeah.
I mean, is that why Captain was wet all the time and stuff? And
yeah, that's why.
I mean, I feel like if you're telling me that you had a dream where Captain was talking to a fellow with fire in his eyes, I mean, doesn't that point to Aguilar?
Wait, yeah. And he was a water person. Even if it was his patron, wouldn't it not?
It doesn't really
fire?
add up. He wasn't a fiery guy.
Yeah. Maybe they're working together on something.
You'll go kind of nod and this is why this was important enough to discuss. I myself needed some help on this. That might be the case.
Maybe they did leave together.
The only thing that made me not really think of this as Eagler is I didn't recognize it as Eagler in the divination. We can't rule out that possibility.
Brightleaf's going to kind of step to the side and nudge Ornerin and be like, "This must all sound like gibberish to you."
Yeah, I have no idea who these people are, but it sounds important. So, yeah.
She kind of just nods and says, "I know how you feel. It'll be fine."
Thanks.
And then yoga will go on. And he's going to talk about... He'll quickly explain that he kind of has a mentor, and he had met with his mentor in the divination. That's when I'm going to explain the first divination of the sword that I had. I actually don't... It was sometime when we got here, on one of the days that I saw the divination. There was like a sword in the sky, and it broke and took up to pieces.
Mhm.
And then the divination that was last night, I see that again. I see that sword again. I see it in great detail. I'm kind of skipping over it because I can't relate any. I'll get to the part where I see that there's a parched and barren field, and there's hordes of undead. There's warriors fighting. There's a carriage, and then there's another blindfolded person that looks more like an angel. There's a shadow figure. And then I see the ring of Caimen's on someone else, and I see the sword that I've been talking so much about, and I explain that it goes it like defeats the shadow figure who has the ring.
All right, everyone who is listening to this story other than Yoga, please roll a history check to see if you recognize anything from it.
Hey!
Even moi.
Now
Yes.
my mentor's a Furbolg.
Nah.
All right.
Headcanon, it's
17,
Master
6,
Uruguay all the
3,
way.
11. All right. Oh, okay. So, oddly enough, the only person who would recognize the story is the new guy.
But that seems
I'm gonna take
impossible.
I guess that first D20 was a 10. I don't know. I was going to
Is
take
there-
the 20 because it's the first.
Yeah, are you having
Oh,
trouble
okay,
using...
yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. I didn't even. But yeah. Okay. Then
No, it's all good. You're totally fine. Rin, you would actually recognize the story that he's telling about the barren field of hordes of undead, and them fighting against a group of armored warriors that charge out of the east of the rising sun, that fight through this horde and fall bit by bit, but march ever closer, and eventually strike against a carriage in the center of this horde, from which emerges a large shadowy figure wearing this same ring and bearing a sword and wearing a crown on its head. And though you can't see, and this was the vision that Yoga had, but you remember this story, and it reminds you of a very, very old tale that you heard a long time ago from a fellow musician. But it was called this tale, "The Last Charge of the Raging Zenith." And it was it's a story that's been told for thousands of years.
Because I have an excellent memory. Let's just say I relay that to the group.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I heard about that so long ago. I don't know why I thought about that now, but yeah,
It absolutely rings a bell. And the fable that you remember, the Raging Zenith was an ancient knightly order that fought against the undead, and in their penultimate battle, they charged the fearsome vampire lord who was taking over the entire world at that time, and fought him in open battle. And as the story goes, They both succeeded and failed. They succeeded in wounding the vampire lord, but they failed to destroy him. And in that moment, in that battle, their leader was slain by the fell sword of the vampire lord, which in the song is recited as Soul Drinker. But so too in the song is it spoken that the blade shattered in the battle and that the pieces were lost in the fields where the fight took place. And that the leader of the Raging Zenith was killed in this battle as well. A specific line that you recall is that the leader, known as the Silverwind, with wings white like alabaster, was the leader of that knightly order.
Yoga, I
Yes.
think I know whose sword it is that you're looking for.
My eyes are going to go
Hold on.
wide and wait for you to answer.
This whole thing is reminding me so much of a story of some old knights who fought undead and a vampire dude who was about to take over the entire world. But regardless, in one of their most famous battles, they lost their leader, but they managed to wound this vampire dude. And I think, if my memory is correct, the sword belonged to. Okay, just me asking GM, was it the vampire dude or the leader of the
Yeah.
knights?
The sword belonged to the vampire dude, and that's
Okay.
the one that broke, killing the knight leader guy.
Yes. So,
Silverwind, the name.
I think the sword belonged to this super old vampire dude who was about to take over the entire world. It broke while he was killing the leader of the knights. I don't remember the specifics, but it was an old tale I heard through a song a long time ago.
Cleek's eyes are wide, like, what? You
Alright,
landwalkers have some
Well-
weird stories.
I have one problem. The fact that I see this in a divination means this is not just a story. This either means that this story is going to have a retelling, or kind of doesn't finish that thought. As well as the fact that confirms another theory. You know how Sterling and the Sweetwater Inn mentioned that the ring was part of a set for the vampire?
Yeah.
I think the sword is part of the set.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
What about, why are we worried about a vampire and a sword?
Well, Cleek, we were just in a vampire crypt. I mean, that place we were in, that was a vampire symbol.
But we did the thing we needed to do, didn't we?
Yeah, but like those guys over there, they're starting to do something now, and they
Wait.
weren't doing nothing last week.
Wait, what if the ring caused the bad water? We fix that. Now the sword acts up, causing zombies in woods.
Well, the ring was causing blight and stuff, and I figured that's what was causing zombies too. It was corrupting.
But if everything's better now, why would we think that there's another problem? That was Brightleaf.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I think the zombies are just left over and need to be taken care of.
Wait,
No,
Yoga. Did you say Silverwind?
Did I say Silverwind?
Or no, Arna, you said Silverwind, right?
Yeah, something about Silverwind in the whole tale I've heard about this, because the undead have always been there since even during the battle with the knights and the vampire. They were undead there as well. That was a whole knight's deal. They fought undead stuff.
No, I mean, I think I've heard a story like that too, or something. But I mean, the Silverwind Barrens is not here. It's farther south.
Oh. Well.
I mean, it's just a place, but if it's the place that you're talking about, yeah, it's farther south.
So is that where we need to go?
Decisions.
I've been to the edge of it once, and I mean, I didn't want to go in. They say there's undead down there too, but it's a lot more remote, kind of out in the wilds. Not many people go out there. I think there's some rangers that watch over the place, but you know, I didn't want to go in there. I would like to see that place. Yeah, but
Okay.
you're weird.
Okay, I'm gonna answer Ray's questions. Like, well, in the divination I saw over this swamp. That's all I really have to say. And to answer Cleek's question, you all don't have a reason to do this per se. This is not part of the mission that we were assigned from the Lucky Unicorns. This is something that I am personally interested in. If it is not of the interest of the group, then I can put this aside.
Cleek doesn't respond to that, but he does cringe a little bit at the mention of the Lucky Unicorns.
Same.
Oh, that warmth got cold fast.
Oh yeah, does
Y'all.
Gambino know, or does Ren know of the Lucky Unicorns?
Rin,
yeah.
Do I know?
Does he know of our employment by them?
So straight up, Rin does not know about your employment status. However, just owing to the fact that, Rin, you were born and raised near the city of Antsarum, you would know of the criminal group known as the Lucky Unicorns that basically runs that city and has an outsized influence in more influential circles because of the way that they do business. They're information brokers that blackmail and coerce people. And you would know of that because you've been born and raised in an area close to them. You've probably been to Antsarum one or twice. You know, you know of them. So
They're kind
basically,
of like,
that's the gist of them.
yeah, they're criminals, but they're good criminals, kind of, maybe. We don't know.
They basically don't like rich people who abuse their, for the most part. They're still criminals. Oh yeah.
They have some honor and they protect their own, and they have a little bit of a Robin Hood complex, but that doesn't make them good people. They're still manipulative.
Exactly.
care more about
This is
their
all
own
stuff that pretty
communities.
much everyone knows. If maybe Yoga and Cleek don't know this, for instance, because they're more travel-y people, but pretty much everyone else with a civilized background would know about.
Civilized.
I've definitely heard of them, but you guys are employed by them?
I mean, yes and no.
More like forced into a contract by blood.
Is that what happened with you, Cleek? Yeah, I'm not. What?
Wait, you're forced into it?
Oh wait, yeah, that blood. Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's a
Right.
very complicated ordeal.
They took blood from us, and now if we don't do the thing, they're gonna like kill us or something. And like
yeah,
they can
Rin,
track us
you're
with the
really
blood.
traveling with fun people.
Yeah,
I
wait,
don't
they can
like
do
it.
that with just your blood?
Magic. He shrugs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The lady who cut my hand said something about being able to track us with it. I wasn't really following. I just wanted out.
Yoga kind of just shrugs and say, I don't really have... Destiny put me on this path, so something important for me is here. I don't... Wherever it takes me, that's fine by me.
Lucy, you didn't do nothing bad, did you? You're not like us, huh?
I haven't done anything bad, as far as I'm aware.
There's a lot more honest group now that
Deception
Caimen's
check.
not here.
Lucy, do you truly view what you did with Eglor as bad or not?
At the time, due to hunger, that part wouldn't be bad.
Fair. Okay.
Uh,
I'll just leave it alone unless
trying to
someone
think.
specifically wants to check against that, and it doesn't look like anyone wanted to. No one jumped.
All I will mention is passive insight, I guess. If anybody has a high one, mine's only 13.
All right, I guess, yeah, roll deception then, since you did kill a man, even if you don't feel bad about it. It's something you're hiding. And anyone with a passive that beats what you roll will notice something weird about it. But
I guess I have a 16 passive insight.
cool thing about deception... Oh, yeah, sorry, it's a deception for
wrong
you,
one.
Lucy.
I meant
No, you're
deception.
fine, you're fine. Yeah, see, no one notices, I'm sure. No one's going to have a 25 passive. Anyone who's actually trying to read you will have to beat 25 too. And I gotta say, that advantage. You a fighter, but you know how to talk. So what should we do? They don't want us to go in, and
I mean, there are ways, you know. Obviously, if we really wanted to, we could probably get into these woods.
oh yeah, there's more woods than people.
I mean,
sure.
they can't stop me. Spreads his wings a little bit.
Yeah, as
I
Yoga's
mean-
being asked, I'm going to kind of look at my spell book and see what I've got. Fog Cloud, which that's kind of like my only deceptive kind of.
I could always charm them. I mean, with a spell, not with my, natural charms. But although that would probably work as well. Regardless,
I'm sure you could charm them with your music too. They look bored.
Maybe. I mean, if they're that
Wait,
bored.
Okay, so since we were just there were how many people? It was just the two of them.
So there were 10 guards and 2 knights on the road out, but here you only see a trio. But you can see kind of posted up along intervals along the edge of the woods. You see some every so often. It seems like possibly the entire guard force of the city is out, either patrolling the streets at one of the checkpoints or at the edge of the woods. There aren't many guards in the city comparatively, right? Like there's definitely larger amounts, but yeah, it seems like the heavier patrols are everywhere. You can probably get through. It's just one of those things where it might be noticed.
They realized who we were, and they mentioned, like, we're, air quotes, heroes. How much of a bet we can just walk past them and they wouldn't stop us?
Well, they just did stop us, Gleek.
They told us they didn't
did.
want us going, but, like, what if we just didn't stop?
I feel
Would
like if we
they
get past the first couple
actually
guys,
use force? I mean,
There are more of us
likely
than
it
them.
heads out, but let's try to avoid it.
what would Caimen calling their bluff or something like that?
I don't think these guys are bluffing, Gleek.
Yeah, no.
Bird
seems
shot.
kind of risky too.
How far,
I don't know. I'm just giving ideas.
Brent? How far? How much space is between the road we're on and the road to our left?
Oh, like at this range, you're actually even probably farther from the city than this map allows. But I want to say it's probably like a mile to the other road, but through farmland against the edge of the woods. I mean, the farmland kind of peters out closer to the woods, so it's kind of just more like less dense woods, but it's about a mile to the west, the other road. And the other road, as it goes through the woods, kind of steers around the swamp a little bit better. The one that you have taken in and out before goes through and past the mausoleum and the ruins. So the road you're on heads to the swamp where you're headed. The other one kind of skirts around it and only goes through it a little bit.
So why don't we just walk through the farmland? We can backtrack a little
I
ways.
thought Bryn mentioned there was guards patrolling the woods as well.
They are. They're kind of patrolling along the. So even if you were to travel through the pastures and farmlands along the edge of the, you'd just be passing by more groups who would probably be watching you. Like, okay, what you doing?
I mean, we could try to sneak by, but I don't know how.
Straight up,
easy
you
that's
guys,
gonna be.
you guys do not look like farmers. So
And the one guy and the couple guys that were able to disguise like that are no longer with us. So,
well, certainly not to these cards, because these guards are already looking at us. But I do have a sleep spell to take that could maybe knock out 3 guards. That's very risky, though. And even if I got all the people necessary to sleep, it only lasts a minute. And
that's long enough to get past them.
Yes, but when 3 people wake up on the ground, they're sure to be on high alert.
I mean, yeah, but they won't really be able to stop us at that point. And it's better than trying to just sneak by without that, because then they could try and actively stop us, and then we could get in trouble.
My problem is I needed time because
Or-
I don't know where the sword pieces, if there even are here. This is all part of the problem. I don't know where the sword pieces are. I don't know if they're even there to begin with. I
It-
could be.
Especially if we're not on a timer, what it might be smarter, since they don't want us going out, is just wait a few days until the Inquisitor, they said, gets here. I have something I want to do in town anyways for a few days, and then once he gets here, we can talk to him, maybe even offer to help.
Everyone, please roll a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear Christ.
Hey! I got you!
So Rhea, Brightleaf, Leon, Cleek, and Yoga,
Wow, I got a 12.
and Rin, and Lucy, you are the last one to roll. I'm just going to say that everyone hears some rustling from a bush about 20 feet away.
Oh god, is it
that's on some-
Tharogad?
That's on some farmland. You turn and you see nothing there.
Some wrestling.
Must be a rabbit.
Or
Wait.
Rabbit?
Did I prep the spell?
I'm gonna
Did I
fly
prep the
towards it.
spell for?
can we smell for anything like living?
I did prep the spell.
Oh god, it is Tharogad staring from the bushes!
Can we like smell? Oh my god.
Do it, Yoga!
Brent, was there potentially an invisible creature there?
Yoga, as you chant the incantation to begin casting see invisibility, you close your eyes for a moment and finish the phrases, the magical phrases, the incantation to see invisibility. And as you open your eyes, you see, crouched behind the bushes, staring at the party, in the Questioner Tharogad. And as he sees you see him,
Meanwhile, Cleek is just walking towards him, too.
no, he's invisible.
I'm walking towards the bush where I heard the sound, because I'm like, rabbit?
He's going to look at Yoga, and he's going to look at you in the eyes and see your eyes glowing with the magic, and he's going to put his finger up to his lips, see Cleek, and start to walk away from the bush to a different bush. So he's going to be sneaky, but I don't know how sneaky he'll be if Yoga's watching him, so...
Guys,
Once I see
there's not a rabbit.
Shush, I'm going to kind of avert my eyes from him. And then I'm going to kind of like explain real quickly. Hold on, I'm going to send a sending spell really quickly.
You could
Can I,
probably
like-
do message as well, but sending will be
Oh,
quiet
no,
when you
that's
do
the
it.
thing. I am
Okay.
I am using message, but I'm telling them I'm going to cast a sending spell.
Ooh, all right.
Because I don't want them to know that they're in message distance.
So, Cleek,
I like-
since you're getting closer, please roll perception.
Can I like
Okay.
smell for anything living?
Uh-oh.
You can. Go ahead. Roll perception as well, Lucy. I won't give you advantage. Nope. Neither of you notice anything in particular.
I'm just sad that I found another rabbit.
Whatever it was is gone, and Yoga, for yourself, it looks like they were able to, the questioner was effectively able to escape that bush and go to another one where he is now peeking through the bush while invisible at the party, watching them.
What's the point of the bush when he's invisible? Is it just habit?
Maybe.
What is his obsession?
I don't know. I used to do it when Lucy was a kid, but I mean, God.
Is
So
this
I'm
a
gonna
lavender
send-
bush?
No.
So I'm going to use the message spell. I have to think what I'm going to... Message is also like a 25-word limit.
Is message a limit? I think message is just however much
You
you
point
can
your
put.
finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message, and you're complying a whisper that only you can hear.
It just says a short message. It doesn't say how many words. Yeah. If you've seen Caleb and not do it in Critical Role Season 2, you know that it's probably just like a sentence, and then at the end, you can reply to this message.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
So yeah, I'm gonna say, tell me what I shouldn't tell my party that you're here right now. You can
For
reply
the
to this
record,
message.
it specifies you're pointing to him. You're just pointing to him.
I am, but
You pointed him with the copper wire.
you do see me point, but I've told the party that I am casting the sending spell. So it's up to
He's
you.
pointing
if
at
you
a
can-
bush. You were just pointing at a bush, Yoga.
Yeah.
Like a different bush then made the noise. So kind of just looks like
if
you're
anyone
pointing in a
ha-
random direction.
Yeah,
What
if
are you
anyone asks,
doing?
this is just. I told you I'm casting the sending spell. I'm sorry. This is a friend. I'll explain it here in a second.
You see Questioner Tharogad look at you again and slowly reach into a pocket and hold up his free hand, because he's holding a staff in his other hand, to his mouth and talk into it. And he says, "I warned you to leave. I meant it as a good idea." Inquisitor Ramsey is not kind.
I'm going to look at the party. Speaking of the lucky unicorns, now that Caimen was kind of leading us, are we still under the impression that we need to follow to do what we are sent out to do?
I believe that would be smart. I mean, we got to get out of this contract. They're forcing us into this. What else can we do?
I feel like it would be best if we complete this and then never deal with them again.
That's what I want to do.
What about you, Lucy? Why are you helping us? I remember our contact with the unicorns telling us that we should look to you for assistance here. Are you done?
Well, yes, technically what I was supposed to do. Yeah, that would be done.
Wait. You're done? I mean, are you just... What, are you leaving then, Lucy, or... Like,
I
you're not...
propose something to you guys. Because you guys seem nice and I don't want to leave you guys.
I mean, I know that you're not really in the same situation as us. You're here... I mean, kind of like Rin. I mean, you're not really dealing with stuff that we are, you know? So...
With you guys being forced into contracts. And the fact that Black Unicorns aren't actually really great at people. Why don't we work to get you guys out of contracts with them?
I mean, it's less that we're contracted by the unicorns and more that we're contracted in blood with the Inquisition. They're the ones that took our blood, and I mean, I guess not, kinda.
That's simply the question I'm asking. The easy answer is we can. We can either follow what they say. If they do, they track us down using blood, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, and then they'll kill us.
I'm guessing, yeah. I mean...
We can't fight all of them. There's too many. They're too big.
Well, I
I
mean, we're
mean-
already headed north.
I have a family, money, weapons, people.
Yeah, don't forget, Lucy's a noblewoman. She's got a vote.
I mean, I don't like the unicorns. It's a little scary to go up against them, and it seems like it might be easier to just work with them to get out of it. But at the same time, I almost don't even trust him to let us out of it if we do complete it.
Tell you this.
So you know
if
what?
you work for
I like
somebody who
that.
forces you into something, who's to say that they don't take advantage of you and get rid of you at the end of it?
That's exactly what I mean.
But here's the problem. It's not just the unicorns. The Inquisition sent us to infiltrate the unicorns. The unicorns sent us to go and help people. I don't see anything wrong with what the unicorns want of us. Even
Well, they want us to sway votes for them.
I just
That's
question
bad.
Gothere is hearing all of this.
Oh yeah, he knows we're working for the unicorns now.
yeah, he's a good questioner.
So I'm now at this point. I'm using that see invisibility and trying to gauge his reaction.
He is furiously writing stuff down on a notepad. Like he's glancing up and then writing and then glancing up and
Spells.
So what do we
Guys,
do?
I'm sorry I have to do this. I'm gonna look at Tharogad, point at him, and I'm gonna cast sleep at 3rd level.
Okay, go ahead and try.
Oh my.
Go ahead and try.
I like as I say that, I realize he might. I did go with 3rd level.
Right. Let's see if you
This is
do
a
enough
terrible
HP
idea.
worth of sleeping.
90. Usually a 50.
Ooh. Unfortunately, that is short by over 20.
Okay.
What are you doing, Yoga?
So go ahead and flavor for me what it looks like when Yoga casts sleep at the bush.
A puff of pink, like pinkish clouds kind of like wash over it. But immediately, if I see he doesn't go to sleep, I'm casting magic missiles at him.
Oh right. So the puff of pink smoke appears around the bush, and everyone can see this. And as it fades, there's just a bush. However, Yoga, you see that he is standing there, and he is looking at you with just like a confused expression. And then you cast magic missile.
Yep.
Why are you attacking the bush?
At what level?
We're gonna go with 1st level because this is not really meant to hurt him, or it's meant to make him make 3 con saves.
Yes, it will. 5, 2,
I thought you just told it up at all.
One sec as I get this sheet ready. Nope,
I'm gonna be really frustrated if he makes all those con saves because I was really hoping for this dramatic, like, I'm sorry, I have to, and then like you just see him like kind of collapse and like under the bush. Because if he went to sleep, he'd also lose concentration.
Isn't it 10 or damage, whichever's higher?
Yeah, so
Yep.
it'd just be
10 or
DC
half damage.
10 or half damage, whichever's higher. So after the first one, you see Tharogad appear after 3 darts hit him in the chest. And as he stumbles back, you now visible to everyone. See what he's got.
As soon as we see him, we're just immediately gonna yell and be like, "God damn it, Tharogad, you're in the bushes again!"
Why is he here? Wait, did he hear everything? Uh-oh.
Now,
Is
this
that
is a
the
very
lavender guy?
questionable decision, I will admit, because they're the guards that are still.
Questionable. The questioner.
Ah.
Yeah.
Questioning the questionable questioner, Tharogad QT.
150 feet away, the 3 guards at the edge of the forest see an explosion of pink powder, and then 3 darts fly through the air, and you can hear cries of alarm as they begin to come over.
Oh shit.
Questioner Tharogad has made no further movement, yet now appears to be readying himself for combat as he waits to see what you're doing.
Is he on the ground?
No, he was just hit a couple times and staggered back maybe a foot. And he took.
We're also gonna yell at you, be like, "What are you doing?" We're gonna walk over and try to help him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get closer.
Yeah, if anyone wants to get closer, you can. But the minute you start getting close to the questioner with hostile intent, he's going to do something. So gauge
Cleek
your
is
next
just
actions
drawing
with
his
considerable
bow.
care.
We have
He's
the
not
opposite
aiming.
of hostile intent.
The opposite of hostile intent. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Unhostile intent is what I will approach him with.
Very good. Let me see if
What
he
about just
reads that
friendly?
off of you. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
He still seems wary as you approach.
Are you with
what?
them?
For the time being, yes. Why were you spying on us?
That's my job. Why are they attacking me?
Because
You were spying.
So you attack anyone who looks at you?
The guards
Well,
are
when they
closer
just
now.
come out of bushes, yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, like if there's noises in a bush and then there's like undead nearby that like is in the woods right there, I mean, could
Well,
have just like I don't know why he shot at a bush, but you came out the bush, so maybe he thought you were undead.
so while they're kind of like saying their thing, so I can kind of maybe slip this by without him noticing. I'm gonna like kind of look to Brightleaf and say, we were talking about our relationship with the unicorns, and he was writing it down. This isn't good.
He's going to wave his staff where he's standing, and suddenly you'll see sort of like this kind of ghostly plate mail appear around his robes.
Like, are you okay?
I'm fine. But I'm not going to let you do that again.
Well, don't spy on us.
Then don't do criminal acts.
Criminal acts? What? We're just standing here. We're not hurting anybody. Well, I guess. Except for... That's because that one was Warren, technically.
He gives you a grim smile and says, "You know that striking a questioner is a death sentence, right?"
I mean, I'm not really from around these parts, but that makes sense.
The grim smile stays. He reaches out and pats your shoulder and says, "Good, we understand each other." And he walks past you to the group.
Is everything a death sentence around here? Last time I ate a chicken, I got a death sentence.
The guards have now arrived and are like, what's going on here?"
Don't worry yourself over it. Go back to your post.
On whose authority?
Questioner Tharogad.
We're here under orders of Inquisitor Ramsey.
Yes, I know.
We're going to have to ask you to leave. Party and is just to also walk away. And the guards are now like, "You're going to have to go back to town. The way is blocked.
Even for questioners or whatever.
So Tharogad is now walking back to town, a little bruised.
We're walking with them.
You're going to walk with him? All right.
I guess we'll all follow then.
Yoga's making the point. I'm like, guys, he heard us talking about the unicorns. He's reporting.
That's why we can't let him get away. We need to keep with him and don't let him tell anyone.
He's walking ahead of you. If anyone's walking with him, you can. He's not gone invisible again. He's just walking along.
I'm gonna be with him, walking.
I'm
and
following.
Questioning. I'm gonna question
Yeah,
the questioner.
that's
At this point, Yoga's just gonna allow literally anyone else to lead because he is so lost at what to do.
Yeah, I can understand that. So everyone then is heading back to town with the questioner. Go ahead and ask him your questions.
So, what do you think of the lucky unicorns?
What about them?
Blunt as a brick.
So, if the Inquisition wants people to infiltrate them, like I take it, you don't like them?
I don't know what other Inquisitors do. I know that they're criminals. I know that sometimes we work with them.
You work with criminals?
He gives you sort of like a condescending smile and is like,
Don't you know what my job is?
I mean, do
Does
question a lot of
anyone?
people though, but question is, do you commit crimes?
No.
Would you like to see the Lucky Unicorns locked away?
If that's part of my current operations remit, gladly. I should have you know, Lady Coventry, I'm not here for you, though it troubles me that you are here at all.
I mean, I could leave if it makes anything better, but I have nothing else to really do. I'm still waiting on reply from my family.
Yes, the post office was damaged.
faint
Yeah.
blush.
I found like a courier service place, so hopefully they can get my letter.
But you were asking about the unicorns. Why?
Because they are not good.
We've established that.
I don't like them either.
If they're not
Noted.
good, I was wondering if we could strike some accord to work against them.
You want to work with me against the unicorns?
Yes, if you're working against them.
Would you like to know why I am here, Lady Coventry?
Well, assuming you're after criminals and people matching descriptions, and you like to hide in bushes, I assume you're watching them?
Let me make it clear for you,
And he turns around to address the group.
and all of
Working with
you,
them.
Leon, Cleek, Nordle, Brightleaf, Rhea. I know who you are, even if my Inquisitor doesn't recognize you. And it is my job to find all of you escapees and bring you to justice. But until I
Right.
have the proof to do just that, all I can do is watch and wait.
Cleek is gonna raise his hand like he's in a schoolroom.
Yoga's gonna chuckle when he says Nordle, and then says, I know who you are.
Oh,
I have a question.
go ahead, Cleek.
Is Justice getting the death sentence for eating a chicken?
As a matter of fact, no. Some of your charges were fabricated. That much I've already been able to prove. But
Real
you
quick,
still escaped. You still slew guards on your way out. Depending on the circumstances, that may need to be punished.
I sent a DM message thing before I go and say anything else.
What was Leon saying wait a minute for in the chat?
Because I figured out that he knew exactly who we were.
That's what I was trying to. I was like,
Yeah,
guys,
but-
he knows that he's working for, because we did a double cross. We were supposed to infiltrate the Lucky Unicorns, but now we're part of the Lucky Unicorns. But the people that want us to infiltrate the Lucky Unicorns is that guy basically reporting to the people who took our blood, and he maybe might report like back to the people that took our blood and say, hey, those people aren't actually infiltrating them; we're actually working with them, which is the whole confrontation that Yoga just had.
We're
But
gonna
like,
whisper
we don't like
to-
them. We want to infiltrate them.
Yeah, that's right. We're officially
gonna-
neck deep in shit because of words. Okay.
We're gonna whisper to QT, be like, if you really think they're criminals, I could keep an eye on them for you.
You can what?
I could keep an eye on them for you if you really think they're criminals.
That's not my job here. I'm to follow and track the escaped convicts. I know where some of them are, but there are so many more missing. The one I'm the most interested in is the Mareth with the ring. Nothing else really quite matters. Whether it's my mission or not, I know how important that thing is. It's rather odd that that necromancer fellow knows too.
Well,
If you want to watch someone, watch him.
We'll do, then we're here to help. Or at least I am. I don't know about them, but
Right.
At this point, you've reached the checkpoint, and when the guards look to try and question you about where you've gone, he just kind of waves at them, and they kind of step back like, okay, and you all walk through. You're now more in the city, back into the more urban area.
Nordal, I'm going to have to ask you to not shoot at me again.
The name's Yoga, by the way.
Oh? Then
was-
where's Nordal?
I was telling the truth when I said Nordal was my brother. I exchanged places with him so I could be in prison.
He has a rather bemused expression when you explain that, and he's kind of like,
How did you pull that one off?
I have a friend in high places.
Good for you.
I guess I should apologize for firing at you. I'm still a little concerned where you stand with us. You've tracked us correctly, so what are you to do now?
Go to Ansarum, of course, where you went before. I'm to follow the trail and gather evidence, so don't worry. I'll find you again.
can we like leave the part that there were against the lucky unicorns? Because I kind of don't want them finding out. That'd be much appreciated, QT.
You want me to pass on the word that you're working against the lucky unicorns?
No, I don't want you to say anything at all. Is the thing. So they don't find out. Because that'd be bad.
he's been writing down notes this whole time as you've been walking.
Do we see him writing
At
anything
some
down?
point,
Oh, hell
Yoga
yeah.
has-
Yeah,
Yoga
you guys see him writing notes in front of you as he's
Yeah.
walking and asking and answering questions.
I'd say at some point, and maybe even as Yoga asks his question, he takes out his notebook and starts writing notes.
We're gonna go to grab it.
Okay, it's going to be opposed, so let me go ahead. I mean, you can't really steal it because he's holding it, so he'll notice. But yeah, let me go ahead and oppose that real quick.
21.
Yeah, you nab it out of his hands.
Give that back.
Only if you don't say anything
About what?
about us wanting to work against the lucky unicorns, so that way it doesn't get back to them.
I don't care what you do as long as it's not illegal. Fighting against common thieves and bandits like the unicorns. That's a pleasure to hear.
But
But
wait, don't you have to have
problem-
government licensing, or else it's like a vigilante, and that's bad?
He looks at you and says,
Again, what do you think my job is?
And I know Kalik doesn't actually know, so it's a funny question for him to ask. But he's kind of caught up in the moment with telling
No.
people off about it.
I don't
No,
know.
I don't know what your job is. I solve problems. I fix situations. I track.
Can you fix
I
ours?
listen. I follow.
We have some pretty bad ones.
Well, your secret about the unicorns, I will keep until I need to reveal it for something important to me, just as I would assume you would do in my place. It's not a favor. It's just not important yet. Although I know what leads to follow now.
So do you know what we could do next to infiltrate them further?
Gain their trust is what we were told, right?
If you're looking to gain their trust, you should continue doing whatever it was they wanted you to do. Did you come here for them?
Yes.
All I did was transport them on a boat. So,
Well, then keep your boat handy.
I sure hope so.
Out of character, funny enough, we did do something for the Lucky Unicorns, and then Lucy changed that.
Yep. But
This
that's neither
This is
here
a
nor
big
there.
of like you know those little boards where you have like the little pins and then there's the strings and they attach to like different points.
Yes.
This is a big clusterfuck of that.
Yeah.
You got a noble involved.
Well, even without the noble involved, I can
That's
tell
what
you
we
that that
said.
board with strings and those pins was up on my wall when I started this camp.
Noble is undoing pins and bringing them elsewhere.
You're just wrapping strings around different pins. But in a good way. If you want to ingratiate yourselves with the unicorns, continue doing what they asked. From what you've said, it seems you're headed to different cities. Where are you
Yes.
headed next?
I'm gonna look at either Cleek or Brightleaf, who are more attentive to the map.
Cleek, do you have an answer?
Repeat. I'm sorry.
What city are
What
we
was the-
going to
What
next?
city are you headed to next?
What city are we going to next? I don't know.
Brightleaf says, Sichuan. Near the border? Yes. Good. Be careful. There are dignitaries from Belforay there. Large contingent of household troops. Don't cause anything stupid.
I wonder if they're having any parties.
They are. That's the problem.
Oh. No, why is that a problem? Parties are fun.
He gives you another really fake smile. You'll see when you get there. Tell me how it goes, Lady Coventry.
Will do, QT.
Wait,
Also, do
wait.
you want any more perfume?
He blinks. No, and then like starts speeding up his steps to walk away from the party.
Wait,
Any
question.
more?
I have one question for you.
Stop. What?
You said there will be dignitaries from Villaforte. Will the governor of Villa de Flores be there?
I heard she's looking for an estate.
I see. Thank you.
We're gonna kind of turn around.
He's gonna lock eyes with your mask for a second and say, good luck with that one.
Thank you. I feel I'll need it for that.
Does he then start walking away?
He's going to start walking away unless he's going to kind of glance at each person in turn. If no one else says anything, he will start to turn and walk away.
I guess I'd mention before, I'd say, I do have the sending spell learned now. I can communicate with you if that's ever necessary.
That's your choice, Yoga. Although if you do so, I will listen and respond.
Isn't that the
hope
point?
so.
Yes, Cleek, it is. Although you'd be surprised how many people say nothing.
Does he walk away?
He's starting to walk away now if no one else says anything, so...
We're gonna wait for him to get a good distance away, and then start looking through his notebook because he didn't get it back.
Oh shit, I should have... Okay. You know, I'm going to actually retcon that because he's going to want it back.
Cute.
And I'm out of his head, and he's in it, so he's going to hold out his hand for it back before he leaves. Thank you for reminding me. I
He could have
apologize.
just like turned around and be like, "Oh, my book." I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
I just
quickly
forgot. It
look
was caught up in the other questions. I don't think he would have, though. That's his job. I'm just a humble DM, playing 30 personalities at a time.
We're gonna kind of walk away from him while we look through to see what he wrote quickly.
Okay, you can flip through it. It's basically just notes verbatim of what was said. He has very, very fine penmanship, and he writes really, really fast. And it's all the stuff that was said, along with like notes for who was saying it.
He's like Yoga, but more organized.
Hey, QT, how mad would you be if I kept some of these pages?
Very.
Would it be illegal?
Yes.
Are you lying?
No. Go ahead and roll insight.
Fuck.
He is absolutely telling the 100% honest truth.
So how illegal?
I'll give you to the count of 3 illegal.
But like, what if I like rip it out but keep it to give back later?
1,
What? We're just gonna like act like we're about to tear it.
2.
Okay, wait. Can we make a deal?
Lucy,
I'm
give the man
losing my
back his
patience.
Lucy, give the man back his
QT,
spell.
I gave you expensive luxuries. Can you please work with me this
What
whole
roll
time?
do I need to make to take the book from Lucy's hand?
It would be another sleight of hand check opposed by Lucy.
What do I roll?
I mean, isn't it just like... What would it be to oppose sleight of hand? It's not
I would
perception,
assume
right?
sleight of hand or athletics. If
Yeah,
it's like stealing
it's
out of
sleight
their
of hand or
hand, it would either be your own sleight of hand to get it away from them, or athletics to hold on to it despite them. I would
possibly
think.
acrobatics to body block them. Pick one.
Wait, I need to know because I was thinking about using a divination because I have a 3, but I didn't think I was gonna get a 4.
Well, you can use your 3 on whatever she rolls to automatically.
Yeah, but the thing is that now at this point, if she has like any modifier,
Well, no, don't divination goes over modifiers.
The
if I'm
3
not
replaces
mistaken.
the whole roll with the modifier.
Yeah.
really?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
I want to look at that because I didn't also
No, that makes sense. I'll look it up real quick too. I don't want to get that
because
wrong.
didn't we also like I gave you 11 once, Cleek, and then we added plus 10.
Oh.
I'm looking it up real quick. All right, divination. Portent. Starting at 2nd level. When you choose the school, Glimpses of the Future, long rest, 2d20s. You can replace any attack roll, saving roll, ability check you made by a creature with one of these foretelling rolls. It says you replace the roll. It doesn't say you replace the modifiers too. So I'm assuming that you actually do add the modifier to whatever you end up replacing
Okay.
it with.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes the most sense to not make it OP. That way, you give someone a 1, and they have a modifier of like 15. They rolled a 16.
Mm-hmm.
They just had a 1 on the base. So, yeah.
So, I don't think... I'll count on Lucy having at least a +1. I'm not going to use my 3 there.
Okay, so Lucy, you're probably, unless you roll a 1 on something really, really horrible, you're going to easily be able to block you grabbing the book from your hands. Yeah, that 17 is definitely going to do it. And as the two of you try and wrestle for the book, I'm going to have to ask you to both make wisdom saving throws. Wisdom save for Lucy and wisdom save for Yoga are both going to fail. So you are both suddenly held in place as the Inquisitor waves his staff and just walks forward and grabs the book out of your hand and shoves it in his robes and says,
Hey, QT, can we just omit my name from that?
You are currently held and cannot speak.
Oh, I can't speak. Okay.
I think Paralyze says you can, like, kind of, but it's like...
Well, then it's like... So, yeah. Other than that, though, in about 6 seconds, you get to re-roll another wisdom save to see if you are able to break free. But at this time, he's taken quite a few steps away, and the book is safely ensconced in his robes.
Yeah,
you still cannot break free.
Where's my wisdom?
Homie got abilities. He's level 10, and that DC can be boosted. Yeah, Lucy with the 20, both of you with the 20, you are able to break free. So it takes about 20 seconds or so. 10, 15, 20, somewhere in there. But he's a good distance away and has his book back.
We're running after him.
Oh.
Okay. I genuinely gotta get going soon.
I understand.
How long are we gonna chase him around?
I just want to catch up to him, just be like, can we omit my name?
I'll consider it.
Be like, I will say everything, I just do not want my name on the record for now.
I only show this book to people when I have something to report. Meaning only my Inquisitor is going to see it. Or someone higher when the need arises.
Don't want my name in there.
It's a little late for that.
You could just, scratch my name out. You could leave everything else, just scratch out my name. Anywhere mentioned.
I guess go ahead and roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I'll take it under advisement.
I got some more perfume. I got some that smells like cake, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, peppermint, cedar. Got a little bit of rose left if you like rose.
Goodbye, Lady Coventry.
Please don't
We'll see each other again.
Involved.
He snaps his finger and disappears.
You bastard.
Yep.
BIQT. I'll make sure you and Inquisitor get together and get married.
No response. Gone at that point. Hey guys, that was really, really weird. Does he always follow people around and hide in bushes and stuff?
Sounds like
Probably.
it. So anyway, what's the plan? What are we doing? Are we just going to do what we were told by the Lucky Unicorns? Because that kind of goes with what the Ramsey guy wanted us to do as well. Because if he asked, we don't like the unicorns, but we can at least pretend to like them, so that they so that they don't try and kill us.
Yeah, it seems no matter what side we choose, we should just head to the next city. Is a good place to start.
Yeah, because that way we're getting closer to the unicorns for the Ramsey guy, and we're doing what the unicorns want.
I mean, if it's just a simple one or the other, I guess I'd rather be on the side of the Empire. I mean,
we can always choose later, since we got to do the same thing for both, but yeah, I don't like the unicorns.
Well, just think about it. The unicorns are just one small group in one city, and as much as they may be powerful and such, it's... the Empire's the Empire. They have an emperor, they have armies in all the lands. It's
Yeah,
It's a little bit worse to challenge something like that than it is to challenge. I don't know. The unicorns might only have a limited reach. I mean, certainly I've heard about them my whole life, but it's not something I've ever had to deal with until now.
I don't know much about them, but they don't sound as scary as an empire.
I mean, if you think of the Empire, you think of all the soldiers and fighting and stuff. Yeah, probably wouldn't be a good idea.
I mostly think of being thrown in a tiny stone room for eating a chicken.
Yoga's gonna rub his temple and say, I know I talk about it a lot, but I've been put on this path for a reason. And at this point, I'm having trouble finding out which reason is the correct one.
Well, we could do this. I can go check to see if I got any letters back. Then we can go get on the boat and then go wherever.
Yes, I suggest, though.
I think that's a good idea, but who's going to run the boat?
I thought our next destination was closer to go by land.
And I thought Lucy knew how to use the boat.
If we're traveling to Sichuan, we need to head upriver or overland, but either will get us there. I would assume the river would be faster.
Yeah, isn't the water always faster to travel on?
Right. Someone needs to show me this map. I don't have it on me.
I don't have a map, but I remember the landscape.
I think I saw a map somewhere at the terminal when we were in there before.
So I will
So,
ask, how much
longer of a session? Sorry, are you asking how much longer the session is going? Because it's.
I think she said it's 11.
It is 11 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. So it is ending time if we want to call it for tonight.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
How much longer are we going to be spending here, guys? Do we have a few days, or?
I think we should leave.
I'm thinking so
that
too.
Inquisitor guy is on the way.
I mean, if the captain left and he's headed somewhere, maybe we can find him if we head north. And if nothing else, I mean, it doesn't seem like a good idea to stay here anymore. If that kind of guy is going to be showing up and following us around, that's really creepy. Is he going to be invisible in our room, or?
For once, I'm glad I don't sleep in a room.
Doesn't that mean you're just more vulnerable, Cleek?
Well, yeah, but
Reyes not wrong.
Yeah. Great answer. Sorry.
I don't know. At least he'll have to climb something to get to me. But I guess I'm not going to be attending my second day of tanning lessons.
Well, on this note, if you guys want to go ahead and get everything ready on the ship and get yourselves food and whatever else, I'm going to go see if I got any letters back.
I'm just going to grab my bundle of rabbits and a squirrel and say, I got food!
Yeah, let's figure this all out next session.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to call it there for tonight, with the party headed back to the Sweetwater Inn to pack up their things and hop on the Coventress, and Lucy headed to the... What was it? Like the Ox Courier or something? Like it was something like that? Courier by Ox. Yeah, and you'll head there, and we'll start next session there. So thank you, everyone, for coming. It was a lot of fun. I know that we didn't do some stuff, but we did other stuff, and it was fun. It looks like Gambino has dropped off. I'm not sure if that's a sleep thing or a connection thing. Gambino, you're still here? You might be muted. In any case, yeah, we're going to drop for tonight. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, please ping me. Next week, I believe we're going to hop on the boat and get headed north, and we will leave this city behind us and have more adventuring to do.
Yep.
I'm excited.
The social interactions and the lore drops. They are fun, though. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
My brain is breaking. And part of this because I kind of have to decide as well, I can't just
Ending
as a
recording in
as a
3, 2, 1.